What's up guys, Mickle here, and for a very long time, we as the XRP community had to do a lot of piecing together of exactly how Ripple and XRP would fit into our next generation financial system. Who would they disrupt? Who would be their biggest competition? But what I have been starting to notice is over the last couple months, people are directly telling us that XRP and Ripple are going to be absolutely fundamentally critical to our next generation financial system. In this video, I want to share with you a brand new clip of one of the largest institutions in the entire world, pretty much directly telling you that XRP and Ripple are going to be absolutely critical in the world we're heading into. Guys, in this video, I want to paint a picture for you for exactly how Ripple and XRP are perfectly poised to disrupt Swift. Make sure to stick around for this whole thing. You are not going to want to miss it. Towards the end of the video, I also want to go over the macroeconomic events taking place over the last couple days. Is this good for crypto? Is this bad for crypto? I want to talk about exactly what a black swan scenario or a green swan scenario could look like. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see that. You are not going to want to miss it. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So let's jump right into the video, and before I even play you the clip that I really want to show you, I want to just read out the tweet I said in response to this. I said it's getting all too obvious, and I think once you guys listen to this, you're really going to know what I'm talking about. But for the longest time, it seemed like institutions, the big players, were trying to deceive us, trying to hide Ripple's role on the global scale and how important XRP is going to be. But I just want to take you through a couple clips in this video, a couple statements from some of the biggest institutions in the entire world, because what you're going to notice is no one's even trying to hide anything anymore. They are being so obvious and so straightforward that Ripple is one of the only players that can actually solve the issues in our current financial system. Listen up to this, we'll break down the significance, but then we're going to go into a couple more of the biggest players in the entire world, reiterating this exact same thing, because it's going to paint such a clear picture for you for exactly how Ripple and XRP fit into this entire equation. And just so you guys know, this is Citibank talking right here.
So, Citi have published a paper on the future of cross-border payments. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. So in the paper, we are discussing who is going to be moving the 250 trillion or so in cross-border payments 5 years from now. We know who is moving it today, but the players who are moving it today and the players who are going to be moving these funds down the road are going to be different because of the transformation which we see.
So listen to that right there. The players who are moving money cross borders today are not going to be the same people moving those funds 5 years into the future. First of all, that's a very short timeline. That's not some prediction that some company is going to take over. That's him saying, I know this company's taking over, and I know this change is right around the corner. This is extremely telling because it brings me right back to another statement another very important company made a couple months ago, and that was MasterCard. A couple months ago, the CEO of MasterCard actually came around and said Swift may not be around in 5 years from now. So these are two of the biggest institutions in the entire world. Right here, we have a high-up person at Citibank just casually saying, oh, I know for sure that in 5 years from now, the players moving the $250 trillion of value cross borders, those players are going to be different. And then right here, we have MasterCard CEO saying, okay, and Swift is not going to be part of the equation. So then you have to ask yourself, who is going to be part of the equation? Who is going to be the new rails? Who are going to be the players who are moving this money? Well, I've showed you this a couple times, right? And I'm not going to play you the clip again, but Citibank directly said it's not going to be us. I've played this clip so many times, so if you haven't seen it, we'll just go to my Twitter. I'm sure it'll show up somewhere. But what this is Citibank directly saying, hey, we created Citi token. It works great for us, but no one else wants Citi token. We need cross-border liquidity. We need another player. We need another neutral asset to actually handle the cross-border volume. So what we're learning is that all these very powerful institutions are coming out and saying, okay, well, the old guard, the old players who are moving this money around, they're not going to be moving it around in the future. And just so you know, it's not going to be us either. We can't do that. We can only do our own internal settlement services with our own token, but no one else wants our token. So this is so interesting. We have these large players directly coming out and saying there's massive change coming, SWIFT isn't going to be around, there's going to be brand new companies handling the movement of money all around the world. And these aren't just random predictions. These companies are pretty much saying this is what we know is going to happen. These aren't timelines 20 to 25 years from now, they're timelines 5 years from now, meaning like this is going to get adoption very soon. So who's going to take over? Well, I'm just going to show you what another very powerful institution said, JP Morgan. JP Morgan directly said in an internal document that XRP is poised for significant adoption if they can beat the SEC in court. They then go on to say XRP can be used to facilitate transactions of many kinds, including fiat currency exchanges, commodity trading, and even cryptocurrency trading. Right here, they're just going through the bullish case for XRP, for Ripple, and saying, hey, if this product survives the SEC, this thing is poised for significant adoption. And they're talking about for fiat currency trading, the exact thing that Citibank said, hey, we're not able to do this. And the exact thing that SWIFT is doing today. MasterCard is telling us SWIFT isn't going to be around. And we also have Citibank coming out and saying there's going to be completely new players dominating the movement of money. JP Morgan is coming out and telling us, hey, it looks like Ripple could be that solution. It looks like XRP could be a very important tool in making this all happen. What you're going to notice is what I just took you through isn't my speculation. It's not me just making this stuff up. This is what these institutions are directly saying on the back end. They're literally making it so obvious now. They are telling you there's a massive transformation coming to how money moves across borders and saying, oh yeah, by the way, the old guard's not going to be there. And there's this really interesting company, Ripple, and this really interesting asset, XRP, that solve all our problems. It's almost like they are trying to hint at the fact that Ripple and XRP will be replacing SWIFT. Now, this is directly how I see it. To me, it seems like some of these things are already set in place. It's already baked into the equation, and they're just waiting for certain things to finally play out for this new system to be implemented. But it just seems so interesting to me that these different people are saying with such high confidence that there's going to be a new company that's going to come in and dominate this sector. And meanwhile, they're all talking about how important Ripple and XRP are on the back end. To me, this cannot be a coincidence. To me, this has to all be related. And like I said, this is not just some random document I'm pulling out of nowhere. This isn't some random speculator saying, I think this is going to happen. These are the institutions directly telling you this is going to happen. These aren't small institutions just casually mentioning XRP. This is JP Morgan, the most powerful bank in the entire world, directly saying that Ripple and XRP are poised for serious adoption. I just thought this was a really interesting way to kind of put all this information together. Rather than me saying it, I'm going off the statements of these powerful institutions. And just to show you that it is happening right now in real time, just today we actually saw Ripple enter 13 new markets. So as these different institutions are saying, hey, there's this company getting really powerful and there's this company looking to disrupt the traditional financial system as we know it, we see Ripple doing that exact same thing. Super interesting, but I want to finish this video off with one last thing. I said I was going to talk about the macroeconomic events going on right now, and honestly, there's really not much to say about it. Obviously, my heart goes out to anyone involved. It's a terrible situation, but the markets don't seem that fazed by it right now. The most important thing I think that could be right around the corner for the financial markets is actually this, and I want this clip to actually take this video out because I think we're right around the corner from the largest institutions finally getting involved in cryptocurrencies in a very big way. I think this is going to be that thing, and I don't think we're going to see a next bull market until this happens. The biggest money in the entire world needs a green light to enter the sector. Right now, they are being held out by the SEC, but I really do think this could be the moment that changes all of that. Listen up to this clip. I'll let it take you out and just understand, in my opinion, this is going to be the thing that tells big money you can get back into these markets, and that's what's going to start the next big bull market. Listen up to this.
Whether we're at an important moment here for the Bitcoin ETF. So Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, he's been an opponent of a spot Bitcoin ETF. He has less than a week to appeal a very important decision that went against him, the grayscale ruling, where in the court, those of you who don't know this, the grayscale ruling, the court basically said, you, Gary Gensler, have approved a Bitcoin futures ETF. That is a like product to a spot Bitcoin, and if you approve one, you have to approve the other. And he has 45 days to appeal that. It's up this week. So what is Gensler going to do here? Any sign his opposition to crypto is lessening?
Gary Gensler has essentially said you can eat ketchup, but you can't eat tomatoes. It makes no sense. Everybody seems to understand that if you're saying okay to a futures, how can you not say okay to the underlying asset itself? And everybody seems to understand that the existence of a spot Bitcoin ETF would improve consumer safety. What Gensler's doing is acting like they did back in the 1930s with Prohibition. By prohibiting people from drinking alcohol, they thought the people would actually stop it. Well, they didn't. They just were chased into speakeasies. The absence of a spot Bitcoin ETF isn't stopping people from buying crypto. It's just forcing them to pay for exotic products that cost more and have less liquidity and higher risk. So everybody gets it except Gensler. He's losing everywhere. Congress is angry at him. 4 members of Congress, two from both parties, just wrote a letter demanding that he approve the ETF. We've got the courts ruling against him. We've got the media opposing him. Investors are opposing him. So for all these reasons, there's increasing hope that soon the SEC will get out of the way and allow these to come to market, just like they exist in Canada and Australia and Europe.
Wall Street is hyper-focused on these Bitcoin spot ETFs. I think once we finally get one, they are going to finally start looking at this market in a much bigger way. And I think that's going to be the thing that's going to cause a massive amount of capital to rush back in. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.